Yo, what's up, y'all? Today's video is a best attachments and loadout video for like all operators for the season Brutal Swarm. So yeah, that's today's video. Hope y'all enjoy. And follow my socials, down in the description, everything. And let's get into this video. So let's start off with like attackers. So the best loadout for sledge, I would say, is probably, well, has to be the L8. If you're not using the L8, you're weird. And I use the 1.5 flash hider and vertical grip for it. And then always use, well, you don't have a choice, so it's pistols, of course. So Thatcher is between the AR-33 and the L8, but personally I run the L8 just because L8's fire, and same attachments as before. And of course this pistol. Now for Ash, I see a lot of people running the G36. Now I understand if you can't control the R4C, but if you can, I would personally just run the R4C. And I would run Hollow A, flash hider, and vertical grip, and then I would always use this pistol, simply because like it has like, I don't know, to me, is I like the more ammo aspect, so that's what I use. Thermite, of course, the 55. Now, the 2.0 flash hider and vertical grip is what I use for him. And again, the more ammo, the better, so I always use this pistol. Twitch. Now for Twitch, F2, always. If you're not using the F2, you're just kind of weird. F2 and then the revolver, simply because the revolver does more damage, and damage is kind of crazy nowadays, so I'm always use it. Montane. Now for Montane, I use the pistol again, the revolver, just because it's fire. Glaz. So for Glaz, we have his marksman. I use the red dot C, muzzle brake, and angled grip. The reason why I use red dot C is because it seems a lot easier for me to do, what I want to do. I personally would never run the Gon 6 on Glass. I would always run the Bearing 9. The Bearing 9 is just better overall. Fuse. Let's do Fuse. Um, Honestly, I don't know about using the LMG with Fuse. Personally, the AK-12 is just nasty. So 2.0 flash hider vertical grip. And then I'm using this pistol because it's just fire. Come on, it's just fire. More ammo, everything. Blitz, self-explanatory. IQ. Now, it's, to be honest, it's between the G8 and the AUG for me. The Commandos, yeah, it's alright, but personally, it's the AUG and the G8. But right now, I would be running the AUG with a 1.5 and flash hider. And for Buck, I would run the C8. Now for the C8, I run the 1.5 suppressor and laser. Suppressor's just different this season, so I'm just like, why not? And then the pistol with a suppressor, of course. Blackbeard. So Blackbeard for the Mark 17, which is the one that I would normally use. 1.5 flash hider vertical grip, and then his deagle, of course. Capitao, I run the para, and for the para, I run the 1.5 flash hider vertical grip. It's just the best, and then the pistol, of course. I don't really like the Gon 6 like that, so I'm not really gonna use it for him. I feel like it's kind of useless. I don't even know why they put it on him. The Type 89, I run the 2.0 flash hider angled grip. Angled grip is just different. I don't know, it just feels different with the Type 89, so I run it. And then the Bearing 9, because I'm gonna want, like, for me personally, it just feels a lot different running the Bearing 9 with Hibana. I like to have, an extra automatic, so just in case I need to switch, I can still take the same type of fights I would. Jackal. So for Jackal, I run the C7, but sometimes I do run the PDW, but for the C7 2.0 flash hider angle grip, and always run the shotgun. The shotgun is just the best in my opinion. So, Hollow A and laser for it. Ying. So for Ying, I always run our LMG here. I don't run on the shotgun. The shotgun is just like, I don't know why you would use it. It's like a meme gun in my opinion. 2.0 flash hider and vertical grip. Yeah. So Zofia, I run the AR most of the time, but sometimes I run the LMG, as you guys can see, But for the AR, I run the 2.0 flash hider and vertical grip. Dokkaebi, always run the marksman. Don't know why you would ever run the boss G. But here's the difference. I don't really run the SMG-12. I recommend it. Like if you like the SMG-12, I would recommend it. But personally, the Gun 6 is just a little bit more useful in my opinion. Lion, I run, obviously his LMG 2.0 flash hider and vertical grip. But I also run just the revolver. I feel like the revolver is just really good, especially when you get the chance to use it. Finka LMG, of course. 1.5 flash hider angled grip, and I also run the Gong 6, just more useful in my opinion. Mav. So for Mav, for the M4, 1.5 flash hider angled grip, and his pistol, just standard muscle brick. We all know this. Nomad. So Nomad, to me, low key, I feel like she's the new Yana with the 1.5, so I run the 1.5 on it, and flash hider and vertical grip. It's just fire. I don't run the this pistol. I feel like it's kind of weird, so I always run this one, like Cav's pistol. It's fire. Gridlock. 2.0 for the F9, 2.0 flash hider and vertical grip. I also run the super shorty because I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, she's really useful with it. There's plenty of other uses you could use it for. Knock. Now knock, I run the FMG9 with a 1.5 suppressor, and surprisingly, for most people, they'd expect me to be running the 5.7. But I run the Deagle, but I put a suppressor on the Deagle, so it matches up with knock. Anyway, Amaru, I run the G8. Now, the G8 has a suppressor with a 2.0 and angle grip. The reason why I put on the suppressor is because, I don't, look, we all know the meta's kind of suppressor made nowadays, so suppressor. And I also run the SMG-11. SMG-11 is just God. I'm gonna keep it a stack. Cali, and we don't really have to go over Cali, but the machine pistol, of course. Don't know why you'd use anything else. Yana, so me personally, I'm going with the G36 nowadays because RP the ARX 1.5 for Yana. So I'm running the G36 with a 1.5 flash hider and vertical grip. Sometimes I switch it up to angled grip, but recently it's been vertical. So yeah. Ace. Now Ace AK12 1.5 flash hider vertical grip. Also RIP is 2.0. And Zero. So Zero, I run the MP7 most of the time. And it's 1.5 in flash hider. And I also don't run his Gong 6. I always run the pistol. Pistol's just better in my opinion. Floors, I run the AR-33 with a 2.0 flash hider and vertical grip. Sometimes I switch it over to the suppressor, depending on like what map I'm on and what type of team I'm playing against. Osa. Now Osa, sometimes I'm running the PDW, but most of the time it's the 55. So it's a 2.0 flash hider and vertical grip. Now Sense, I don't really run Sense at all, but I guess you could tally this up too. 2.0 flash hider and vertical grip. And honestly, that's about it. Besides Grim, and I still don't even run him. It's the Commando. I run the Hollow B, flash hider, and angle grip. Standard loadout, I guess. So that's all for attackers. Now let's move on to defenders. So for defenders, we got Smoke. Always run his shotgun. I don't know why you would run the FMG9. So the shotgun, I run Reflex C. I don't really like the laser on it anymore, so I took off the laser. And SMG-11, I run Hollow A, flash hider, and vertical grip. Same thing for mute. I always run his shotgun unless I'm roaming. Let's say I'm roaming and then I'm using the MP5. But usually I'm inside playing mute, so Reflex C. And then SMG-11, same thing as Smoke. Castle. Now, I don't really run Castle like that, I'm gonna be honest. So Red Dot C, flash hider, vertical grip. Again, you can change it up. It's all personal preference. And I also run the Super Shorty because it's just the best. Pulse. Now, let's say I'm playing Pulse, which sometimes I do. I'm usually on the roam, which means I'm running the 1.5, a suppressor, and vertical grip. Simply because the suppressor, it conceals shots a little bit, so nowadays it's usually when I'm running. And I'm also running this pistol because, again, it has more ammo. So Doc, I'm usually only running the MP5 nasty. So what I do is I put on the 1.5 flash hider and vertical grip because it's just the best. And I also run the revolver because revolver's God. Anyway, Rook, I run the MP5 as well, but I run the 2.0 flash hider and vertical grip because, again, MP5 is God. Now, here's the difference. I like when I run Rook, I feel like I'm gonna need more ammo, so I always run the P9. So, Capkin, let's move over. For the 9X, 1.5 flash hider angle grip, nothing really too major. And I like this pistol a little bit, so I run it most of the time when I'm playing Capkin. Again, it varies with the character. I don't know why you wouldn't be running LMG. It's Tachanka, Lord Tachank. So Reflex D and Bearing 9 because he recently just got a Bearing 9. So, yeah. Jaeger, I also just run, I've switched it up, honestly. Extended barrel, hollow A, and angled grip. I don't know why. I'm just kind of enjoying it a little bit. Bandit. So Bandit, I run the MP7 with a red dot C and flash hider. And for Frost, I usually run the 9M. So 1.5 extended barrel and vertical grip. Everybody put on the vertical grip nowadays because she recently just got it, and it helps out a lot, even though the gun really doesn't have recoil anyway. I also ran the shotgun with hollow A and the laser. Valkyrie. So for Valk, I run the MPX, hollow A, flash hider, and vertical grip. Again, personal preference. I also run the Deagle because that's all you can run. For Cav, I usually run the Reflex B with extended barrel. And her pistol obviously already has a suppressor, so there's nothing to really do. Echo, I usually run this, his AR because who would run the shotgun? So I usually run his AR with angle grip, in a 1.5. I also run the Bearing 9 with a hollow A and a flash hider. Mira. So Mira, since Goyo got the 1.5, I recently been testing it out, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the red dot C. So I run that red dot C with a flash hider and a vertical grip because it's fire. Also run a shotgun with a hollow A and a laser, because she's useful for rotates and everything. Legion. So Legion, the T5, the hollow B, flash hider, and angle grip because it's just fire. Come on. Ella. So Ella, I run the red dot C nowadays because I don't know why, it's just fire for the Scorpion nowadays. Flash hider and vertical grip. It's just decent to me. I like it. Vigil, I run for the K1A, hollow B, flash hider, and vertical grip. I also run for the SMG 12, which again, I'm gonna be honest, I rarely ever play Vigil, but hollow B and vertical grip for that. Maestro. Now, Maestro, I run the red dot C, flash hider, and vertical grip. Also the Bailiff, because Bailiff is really good for like head holds and stuff. Alibi. Now, my alibi is a little bit different. I run the 1.5 flash hider and vertical grip. I've seen a ton of people run the angled grip, but personal preference, I like the vertical grip. And of course, the Bailiff. Clash, we don't really need to go over, but hey, why not? I go with the machine pistol, reflex C, and flash hider. But again, Cade. Now since RIP is 1.5, we have a red dot C, flash hider, and vertical grip because it's fire. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like this pistol, so I'm just gonna switch over to revolver. Mozzie. Now Mozzie, it depends on the situation. I usually am always running the P10, but I think sometimes I'm just gonna run out of ammo, so I just run the commando. So I'm just gonna do both guns, red dot C, flash hider, and vertical grip, and then for the Roni, 1.5 flash hider, vertical grip, and yeah. So Warden, I only run the MPX, 1.5 flash hider, and vertical grip, and I also run the SMG 12 because Warden needs it. Hollow B, vertical grip, and yeah, that's about it. Goyo, 1.5 flash hider, vertical grip. Um, what's next? Oh, Well, I've recently been trying out the MP5. Kind of like it, I'm not gonna lie. So red dot C and flash hider, and I also run this gun instead of the P12, because I don't know why, I'll be honest. Oryx. Now, Oryx, usually used as a roamer anyway, so suppressor, 1.5, and an angled grip because it's just fire. I also run the Bailiff because the Bailiff is nasty. Now, Malusi. Now for Malusi, I usually run the Hollow A, Flash Hider, and Vertical Grip. Honestly, it's just fire. Aruni, I run the Red Dot C, Flash Hider, and Vertical Grip. Red Dot C is nasty, so I use it. T-Bird. So T-Bird, I run the Hollow A, Flash Hider, Vertical Grip. I don't really like running the Bearing 9 with her, so I usually run the pistol, but personal preference. Thorn. So Thorn, I run the Hollow B, Flash Hider, and Ankle Grip. But for, you know, the other gun, I usually run like the machine pistol. It's just better in my opinion. Azami, I run the Hollow B, Flash Hider, and Angle Grip. It's just fire. Um, so yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.